Welcome to my Idaho cabin, where the elk and deer run free. Welcome to my Idaho cabin, hope you spend a little time with me.
Hi everybody, this is Rick. Welcome to my Idaho cabin. Today I'm going to be making you something a little bit different. I'm going to be doing shanks in a Dutch oven in the oven. Now, shanks, all animals have a shank. It's the part of the leg from the knee to the ankle. Today I'm going to be doing venison shanks. But you could do lamb, you can do beef, you could do goat, you could do, whatever. Anything with four legs has four shanks, obviously. So, they're a tough piece of meat. That's why I do them in the Dutch oven. And usually they go in for 4 to 5 hours. But when they come out, they are fall apart tender and absolutely delicious. You got to give them a try. We used to, down in Mexico, I used to do goat all the time. And don't quibble about goat. There's more goat meat eaten per person in the world than any other kind of meat. So a lot of people eat goat, and it is really, really tasty. Anyway, like I said, these are venison shanks. We got them last year during deer season, and so I save them. A lot of people throw them away, but they are making a big mistake. So anyway, here's how we do it. These are lamb shanks. Well, they're not lamb shanks, they're venison shanks from the deer that we got last year. So that's the lower part of the leg between the ankle and the kneecap, basically. And they're quite tough, so we're going to cook them in a Dutch oven in the oven for a long time, but they are absolutely delicious. So we'll be cooking them with bacon and vegetables and all sorts of good stuff. A little red wine in there, so it's kind of like a stew, but they're different, but they're really good. So the first thing I have to do is saute some bacon in my large Dutch oven. So we'll get that done, render them down, and then we'll take the bacon out and set it aside because we're going to keep the bacon and use it in the recipe. Okay, here's the bacon. I'm rendering the fat out of the bacon, cooking it up, and then we'll set that aside and reserve it for the pot a little bit later. Love to smell bacon cooking. Okay, I've seasoned the shanks with salt and pepper, and there is 3 cups of beef broth and 4 cups of red wine that's going to go in a little while. So first step is to brown the shanks and in the fat, and then we can start to build this the meal. Well, as you can see, these are pretty large shanks, but they fit in the large Dutch oven, so that's good. Be browning these on all sides, and then we'll start to build the recipe. So when we get to that point, I'll get back to you. The shanks are now nicely browned, so now I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients, or at least most of the ingredients right now. So here's the bacon. Put that in there. And then I have the bouillon. There's the wine. And the bouillon. And then I'm going to throw in a couple of sprigs of rosemary. And I'm not going to put the vegetables in right now because I want these to cook a little bit for a couple hours. I'm cooking, the recipe calls for cooking at 350 degrees, but I'm going to cook it a little slower today. So I'm going to do it, I'm going to cook it at 250 and let that sit in there for 2 or 3 hours, and then I'll add the vegetables. So I'm going to put the cover on here, and we'll stick it in the oven. Well, we have about 3 hours, 3.5 hours before this is ready. So I'm going to put the vegetables in there, make sure they all get nice and tender. So this is what I'm putting in. I've got some baby reds, some onions, and some carrots. And I'll be putting some celery and mushrooms in a little bit later. Well, there's the stew, or the shanks right now. And now I'll just put the veggies in. Let's see if I can do this with one fell swoop. Almost. Hey, get out of there. Molly decided she wants to get the ones that dropped. We'll get those rinsed off and put them in. And get this all stirred up. Get them stirred in a little bit. And put the cover back on and get it back in the oven. Push them down in there. Oh man, you can't believe what this cabin just smells like. It is just to die for. They're getting there. They got a while to go. All right, put the top back on and get it back in the oven. Dinner is ready. Now I need to take out the shanks and put them on a platter, and then take the vegetables out of the Dutch oven and keep them warm, and then I'm going to thicken the gravy to pour over everything. So that's what's happening. Okay, I have the vegetables out of the pot and the meat, so now I'm going to thicken it with a slurry of cornstarch and water, and that'll give us a little thicker gravy and make it really nice. So we'll let that sit in there and cook in there just a little bit and thicken up. I'm cooking the noodles right now. That's probably the noise you hear. Oops. The mushroom in there. We'll let that thicken up just a little bit, and then we'll be ready to eat. And there's our dinner. Beautiful shanks, a salad, and vegetables and gravy. If it tastes anywhere near as good as it smells, it's going to be great. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video and are even at least thinking about trying a different kind of meat. It's easy. You just brown them, throw them in a Dutch oven, and stick them in the oven for the afternoon. And they're very, very flavorful. So anyway, everybody loved them, including Grandma. Of course, well, Grandma likes venison. But anyway, everybody loved it last night. There was the 4 shanks were too much for us to eat, but we'll have some leftovers. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on My Idaho Cabin.
Welcome to my Idaho cabin, where the elk and deer run free. Welcome to my Idaho cabin. Thanks for spending time